Imagine a world where everything, ideas, empires, technologies, seems to be moving in one direction, where progress isn't just possible, it's inevitable. In Chapter 9 of Sapiens, Yuval Noah Harari introduces us to the concept of history as arrow, a forward momentum driven by belief, capitalism, science, and imperial ambition. But is this direction truly progress? Or are we prisoners of a story we've been telling ourselves for centuries? In this episode, we'll break down the 4 core ideas behind this chapter and explore how a combination of myths and power structures have created the world as we know it. Let's dive into the arrow of history and find out where it's pointing. One of Harari's most groundbreaking insights is the synergistic relationship among science, empire, and capitalism. He argues that modern history has advanced not because of one single driving force, but because of the cooperation between these 3 domains. Science seeks knowledge, empires seek power, capitalism seeks profit. These 3 reinforce one another. European empires explored the globe, seeking to conquer and colonize. But in order to do so effectively, they funded scientific expeditions. Botanists, cartographers, and zoologists sailed with conquerors. Knowledge made conquest easier, and conquest expanded markets for capitalism. Take, for example, the voyages of Captain James Cook. He wasn't just a naval explorer. He traveled with scientists who meticulously studied flora, fauna, and indigenous populations. Their findings helped European empires expand while providing the raw materials for future industrial profit. Capitalism, meanwhile, demanded innovation. To make money, companies needed better tools, more efficient processes, and more precise data. Science delivered that. Empires enforced it. And together, they created a loop, a feedback system where more power led to more knowledge, which led to more profit. This trinity reshaped the world in just a few centuries. It's the arrow of history pointing forward. But is it truly progress, or just momentum fueled by desire and domination? One of the boldest claims in this chapter is that modern people believe in progress as devoutly as medieval peasants believed in God. According to Harari, the idea that tomorrow will be better than today is not a scientific fact, it is a cultural myth. Yet it's one that drives nearly every decision in economics and politics. Think about it. We take loans because we believe future growth will allow us to pay them back. Governments invest in infrastructure with the expectation that economic development will follow. Even education is marketed as a path to a better future. This belief has become so powerful that it's replaced traditional religious worldviews. Instead of praying for salvation in the afterlife, people now put their faith in technology, economic models, and the power of innovation. But Harari warns, this blind faith in progress can be dangerous. It assumes that all change is good, that newer is always better, and that we're always moving towards some kind of utopia. History shows otherwise. Progress has created wonders, yes, but also climate change, inequality, and nuclear weapons. The question isn't just where the arrow of history is pointing, but whether we're ready for what lies ahead. In previous chapters, Harari introduced the idea of money as a shared fiction. In Chapter 9, he takes it a step further. Credit becomes the ultimate act of faith in the future. Credit allows businesses to borrow today based on the belief that tomorrow will be more profitable. It's the lifeblood of capitalism. Without it, risk-taking would collapse, innovation would stall, and growth would grind to a halt. But this system only works if people believe in the future. If investors think the future is bleak, they stop lending. Economic activity freezes. That's why maintaining optimism isn't just a mindset, it's a global economic necessity. Harari draws attention to how credit and capitalism are tightly interwoven with empire. Empires used borrowed money to fund wars and colonization. Profits from those ventures paid back the loans and generated wealth for further expansion. Think of the Dutch East India Company. It was one of the first corporations to use public investment to finance voyages of conquest. Investors profited, the empire grew, and capitalism was further entrenched. In today's world, this legacy continues. Credit underpins everything, from personal mortgages to national infrastructure. But it also carries risk. Debt crises, financial crashes, and speculative bubbles are all symptoms of putting too much faith in an unknowable future. So again, we must ask, Is the arrow of history guiding us to prosperity or leading us off a cliff? Finally, Harari urges us to consider the stories we tell ourselves. Every society runs on myths. In the past, these were religious myths. Today, they're secular: progress, capitalism, human rights, and the free market. These stories are powerful because they unite billions of people in shared goals, but they also carry unseen consequences. Capitalism promises wealth, but often deepens inequality. Science offers understanding, but sometimes strips away meaning. Empires bring order, but frequently at the cost of freedom. Harari isn't suggesting we abandon these systems. Instead, he's asking us to remain skeptical, to question whether the direction we're heading in is truly our choice, or just inertia. Are we passengers on a train we can't stop, or can we change the tracks? The arrow of history is powerful, but it's not inevitable. In Chapter 9 of Sapiens, Harari challenges us to rethink the foundations of our modern world. Science, empire, and capitalism have brought us far, but at what cost? And more importantly, where are they taking us? If we want a future worth living in, we need to become conscious authors of our collective story, not just characters in someone else's plot. Thanks for watching. If this video sparked any thoughts, questions, or debates, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for Chapter 10.